our director, our city engineer, Shane Chamanier, not here as well. Commissioner Scott Hefner, who is the district commissioner for where this fire station will be, here as well, and then Jennifer Mullally to round out our elected body. Thank you all for being here. As far as our city administration, we have our city attorney, Kenny Martin, here to my left, our deputy city manager, Sheila Luckett, on hand as well, the queen standing there. Development Services Director, Jennifer Hamlin, our new city attorney, Sam Burnett. We also have Public Works here in full force. We have Matt White, our director, our city engineer, Shane Chamanier, and then our sewer manager, Tim Forkham, and our planning director, John Ballman, here as well, if y'all will give it up for them. Our fire chief, Mark Folks, is here as well, along with the deputy fire chief, Joey Edwards, his full command staff here, assistant chiefs Eric Newman, Brent Blaymeyers, and Scott Lively, and our numerous first responders able to be here as well. Without further ado, I'm going to give the mic to our fire chief, Mark Folks, who's going to present some of the other players here as well and give them a big thank you, which is what we're here for today.
Thank you, Justin. One, I really appreciate everybody being here today. Today's a great day. It's a beautiful day, and it's a beautiful day for the city of Mount Juliet, and it's a beautiful day for the Mount Juliet Fire Department. We're just so excited to be breaking ground on our new Fire Station 3. If you've never had the opportunity to visit our current fire station, you don't understand the importance of this fire station going up. The fire station that we're in currently was built in the late 50s, probably early 60s, I think, is what we dated it to, and we're not sure because nobody was around. Not even Kenny was around back then. So it was built that long ago, and it's something that we really don't want to have our firefighters in because of the facility. This facility will have all the latest safety standards and a lot of other things that you're going to hear about here in just a few minutes from our architect. But I just can't thank you enough for being here to celebrate this great day with us. I also want to, and you're going to get to meet some of them here in just a few minutes further, but I want to thank our architect, Jeff Hall, for the work that he's done on this project, and NABHOLZ Construction, who is going to be our construction manager, and John Strack, who is the CEO of the company, and we're very, very excited to have them on board with us doing this fire station and make sure this station is built correctly and right. And I want to make sure that I don't remiss and not thank someone who's been vitally important for this site looking like it looks today, because we're right behind where you're standing and sitting. There used to be a house sitting there a few weeks ago. And so we've taken down the house, and then we've taken down a lot of the trees and gotten the site a little bit more ready for development of the site for the station. But Toby Toombs, our fleet services manager, has been instrumental in making sure that all this happened, as well as our deputy chief, Joey Edwards, made sure that we got the house torn down in an efficient manner and all those things done. But Toby has done a tremendous amount of work on this little mini excavator back here, as well as some of our other equipment from Public Works. But I want to thank our Public Works Department and Toby for all that they have done helping get this site as prepared as it is today. But there's some other folks I want to thank real quick, and because and they're sitting up here with us. They don't want to speak, but I gave them the opportunity, but they don't want to speak to us. But the story behind this property is a pretty unique story, and the mayor told it last year at a State of the City, this past year at a State of the City address. But it's a kind of a unique story, because to find out where we needed to locate a station, we did some GIS mapping and said, where is the best place that we could put this based on call volume, based on the station needs, to where it'll cover the most of our city, the houses and our residents and our businesses within our city, as well as cover the majority of the calls that we have. And this area right here in this circle around North Mount Juliet Road and Old Lebanon Dirt Road quickly became identified as the site where we needed to be. And after finding out the laws on this property, and we kind of were looking in this area, I called Miss Cindy and kind of approached her either about buying the property or about buying an access to the property for potentially if we bought the property next door. And through that conversation, we kind of were talking about things, and she said, well, I would love to sell it to you because I don't want the property to develop as anything commercial. She said, they live directly behind us in Clearview. She said, I don't want it to impact our neighbors overwhelmingly. I don't want apartments there, and I don't want a lot of other things on that property. I just want it to be meaningful and valuable for the Brummets, who previously owned the property that they took care of throughout their entire lives that owned this property. They wanted it to be something that the Brummets would be proud of. And so when I approached her about it, she said, well, I can't sell you the property. And I said, well, why can't you sell me the property? And she said, because there's a horse up there. And I said, a horse? And she said, yeah. And she told me about Cozy Joe. And Cozy Joe lives directly behind me here, and he's up there right now, kind of feeding in the grass. He's been eating a few carrots that we took up there to him already. And but Cozy's directly behind us, and he's I think 32 years old now, 31 years old. He's a 31-year-old horse who has been here, and of course, Miss Cindy was very concerned about moving him with his age. He's never been anywhere but there. She actually spoke of feeding him inside the house that used to be here when he was a little pony and all that stuff, and actually brought him into the house and would feed him inside the house. And then and he's grown into a big boy now. But he is here. And so when she asked me that, I said, well, what if the horse stayed? And she said, what do you mean if the horse stays? And I said, what if we deed it in and put it in our contract to where the horse will stay here the remainder of his life, and we can build the fire station in front of where his lot is. And that came to fruition, and we did that, and that's why we're standing here today, is because of their willingness to see this come about as a fire station for the benefit of the city, as well as benefiting them, because the horse is still here and is going to stay, and they're always going to be a part of the station. As long as they're alive and as long as the horse is alive, it's always going to have a residence here. And a lot of our personnel have already gotten to know Cozy very well, and they take care of him as well. He's probably eaten more carrots and apples in the last 9 months than he's ever eaten in his life. But he's a great horse, and we're very happy to have this property, and we really, really appreciate the laws for everything that you all did and sacrifices that you made in making all this happen and work. So thank you so much to you all. Well, I'll kind of move on, and I want to give the opportunity to some very important people, because without our commission, we wouldn't be able to provide the level of service that we do whatsoever, no matter what department. And we've got a lot of our other departments here, and I want to thank them for being here. But whether it's our police department, fire department, public works, parks and recreation, any department that's out there, we have to have our commission to supporting what we do and making sure that things are happening within the city. And there's no better commission than the one that we have. And I'll just speak straightly for that. They are dedicated to making sure this city is the best city in the state of Tennessee, or even in the Southeast. And I fully believe that. And that begins with our mayor, who is very instrumental in making sure that our department exists in the first place as a fire department. And he's been with us every step of the way in the equipment needs and the station needs and all the things that we have. And so I want to ask him to come up and say a few words. Mayor James Maness.
Thank you, Chief. What an exciting day for the city of Mount Juliet to be here today and see this coming together. This department is, I guess you would say, incredibly young compared to most departments in the state. So just founded, we're celebrating, what's going on, 11 years? 11 years. And this is coming together. We're seeing lots of upgrades, lots of improvements. This just underscores the city's commitment to public safety, our priorities to our citizens and keeping them safe. And it is just super exciting to see this coming together. A lot of people have put in a lot of work, a lot of time has gone into this, design, staff, the fire department, everyone has come together to make this happen. And I'm extremely grateful to be here today and to see this coming together, this first step on getting this station off the ground and completed. So again, exciting day in Mount Juliet, and good things and better things are soon to be coming. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mayor. It's often understated that our elected body have full-time jobs, so it's a big commitment for them to be here and be able to have this groundbreaking. So without further ado, I want to invite the district commissioner for this district, District 3, for Fire Station 3, Scott Hefner.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out on this beautiful afternoon here in Mount Juliet. And I've got to give all the credit to our fire chief and staff for getting us to this point. The BOC doesn't always agree on everything. If you tune in, you'll know that. But we do agree on public safety. And proud to say that, with the decision to build a new fire station and to purchase this land, it was a unanimous decision. We do come together unanimously when it comes to public safety. Really excited about the new station. We've been dodging bullets at the current station, which is basically, I've been calling it a pole barn. ever since I've been on the board. And there's been a number of times strong winds have torn the roof apart, and I've been there firsthand, so I know the living conditions, and I know how dangerous that building is. So really excited for Mount Juliet, really excited for our fire department and the staff that's going to be occupying this facility, not only just for recruitment and retention, but just overall morale. So can't thank the chief and staff enough, and of course the Board of Commissioners for pushing this through unanimously. So Kelsey Glenn, right up the road, the response times are going to be quicker. Clearview Estates, which is right behind us, which is in my district, response times are going to be in minutes. So really excited at the benefit that this is going to have on the citizens around this area. So once again, I can't thank Chief enough and the Board of Commissioners for passing this. And with that, I appreciate y'all, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, Scott. Commissioner Jennifer Mullally, you're up next. Y'all give a round of applause for her.
Thank you. And again, thank you everyone for being here. It's a very exciting day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful spot for this new fire hall. And I have been in the pole barn and it's just so old. It's just, I couldn't imagine being in there during a storm. That has to be a very scary thing. So it's just very exciting. I saw the house that was here before it was tore down. I've met Cozy Joe, and Chief, y'all did a great job in finding this location with the family and working out a deal. So just thank you for that. And I just think it's the perfect location, perfect spot. So again, just thank you for coming out. And I'm just on these groundbreakings. It's always an honor to say that, I'm a part of it and get to vote for it and support it. And so that's just always such a great honor. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, now time for our city manager, Kenny Martin. His voice projects, so he might not need this microphone. Y'all give it up for our city manager, Kenny Martin.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm not worthy, but I'll speak. First and foremost, I just want to say a big thank you about how truly blessed we are as we stand out here on what I feel like sacred ground now. And I want to thank everybody that had a part of this, the family, the elected body, the citizens, all the business owners in our community, because without them contributing, shopping locally, and doing the things you do, this day is not possible. And so when I say it's sacred ground, is because the men and women that serve this station that are here today, Rehab 23 and all the other people that are here, you think about it, we'll fast forward many years and this station will be here, but you will be the people that we're here today to celebrate this, right? And it'll be serving our citizens for years and years to come. So there will be literally thousands of lives that will be made better and saved because of the men and women that serve this station. So for our fire department, the ones that are with us, that are here today, and the ones that aren't here today, thank you for the sacrifices that you make every day. When the mayor and the commission says that everything we do is for the citizens, because without the citizens, what's Mount Juliet? It's nothing, right? It's absolutely nothing. So we always make sure that we brag on our law enforcement and our EMS and our paramedics, but it's one of only 10 cities, right, in the entire state that's got its own EMS, because without you, the city's nothing. So that's what I'm most thankful for, and that's what I feel like we're most blessed for. And this involves every city employee, every citizen, and every business in Mount Juliet, because without you, it wouldn't be possible. So I'm thankful to God for that, and I'm thankful for this wonderful day, and I can't wait to see this station in place and built. So thank you, and God bless everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support and all of the administration support throughout this entire project. As Kenny and as the mayor mentioned, this station is going to be a full-service fire station. It'll have an ambulance stationed out of here, a fire engine. We're actually moving our ladder truck from Belinda Parkway here to the center of the city. It just makes a whole lot more sense to have a lot of our resources more centralized here in the city. And so our ladder truck will be moving here, as well as our battalion chief and our EMS lieutenant. So on a daily basis, there can be as many as 15 people here assigned to this station that'll be working out of this station. And so it's a great for us. It's going to be a great tool and asset for us as we move forward forward throughout the next few years. And one of the things we talked about today, and I think we're going to do it, is put a time capsule in the station. It'll be opening in 2025, and put a time capsule in the station of all the people that have been involved in this, our commission, our mayor, the laws and the story behind the station and all of that stuff, and have it opened up 25 years later in 2050, just for a reminder for all the people that are in the department of where we come from to get here today and to do that. And so we want to remember that and kind of where that's at. And so we're really looking forward to this build. But without some of the insight from him and some of the things that are there with our architect, Jeff Hall, this wouldn't be possible as well. And I really want to thank him for all the things that he has brought to the table with this build and with getting us ready to go with the construction. So I want to give him the opportunity to say a few words and give some specifics about the station.
Thank you, Chief. If you don't know it by now, Cozy Joe is going to be like the most famous citizen in the city of Mount Juliet. The spoiling that, I mean, I'm sure you guys took great care, but I don't know the weight this horse is going to take on over the process, but what these people are going to do with it. This station is, I enjoy doing fire stations. You who are here in the black uniforms, and if your families are here, you know this is your house. This is where you live. This is where you spend a good chunk of your lives. And we look at it that way. We try to look at the amenities that are within the station, what you're going to do with your hours when you're not out and about, and try to take that into play. If you look, it might not be able to see it very well from here, but that is the footprint of the station. Obviously, you can tell where the apparatus bay is. There is a central corridor from the front door, which is right here, that leads you down following this black wall and is the spine of the station. Everything that is on the east side over here is all the support spaces, the day room, the kitchen, EMS, the IT room, and everything else that it supports the station. The west side, everything that'll be over here, is all the living space. Was mentioned, I think you mentioned storms a while ago. We all know a couple of years ago what came through right about this area here. Because of a fire station, and it's also happening in schools now, we are required to put safety zones. So everything that is to the west of that wall, from the front of the building to the apparatus bay, is surrounded by reinforced concrete block and has a 4.5-inch concrete lid on top of it. That is to where, ideally, anything that comes through here, that will let our first responders still be able to get out and respond, because they'll be safe to do so as long as their vehicles can get down the road. That's kind of the back of the building is something that I haven't done on a station before. That is 3 meeting rooms. Well, it's one large meeting space that can be divided into 3 rooms that will let them do training and other things. And it's also my understanding that we're making provisions in it for this man right here to be able to have his public speaking parts anytime we have an incident. I think it's going to happen from that room. Am I correct? So incident responses and all will all come from that room as well. That's basically it. Ideally, this is a good enough design that we can make this a prototype for where we go forward in the city. Maybe less bedrooms. This has 14 bedrooms in it. As Chief said, 15 people. The battalion chief has its own office and bedroom associated with it. And that's about all I can tell you. It's got a full-time generator that'll operate the whole facility. It'll be run off of natural gas. Chief, anything else you want to say about it? Oh, hold on. I do want to say thank you to Kenny and them and to you all, because you all talk about shop first. I appreciate it. Our office is 37122, Mountain Juliet, Tennessee, and that means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, as Jeff mentioned, some of the flex space that's in the building, we've got training rooms that are on the back side of the building that are designed for training, but 2 of those rooms are designed for EMS training because of the paramedics EMT training. We're our goal is to do all of our training in-house for all of our paramedics and EMTs in the future. So one of those rooms will be dedicated more or less to being able to have an EMS skills lab, an EMS classroom, and then a fire classroom. But all of that space is convertible. So if we need in an avenue of having another disaster, hopefully we won't have one and ever use it in this building. But if we do, the Emergency Operations Center is at the police department. But we need to have a space to where the media can come in and we can get information out, or if we needed to create space for FEMA to come in and do FEMA Assistance Center, it can happen right here in this fire station in those rooms. So there's a lot of flexibility to that space that we're building on the back that we're really excited about in this building, as well as all of the other space that is there, and that it's hardened against tornadoes or other storms to where our personnel are going to be safe at all times. With that said, one of the key components of building a station, besides a great architect, is having a great construction management company and a great construction manager to oversee this project and make sure that it happens both in the right way, that we get a good quality product built, but also gets built on time because we need to be in this building. And our projected goal for being in this building is December of 25. And so that could not be possible without a great construction management company. And we selected NABHOLZ Construction because of their track record, and just when we met them, we just knew that they were the people for us and to do this job. And so I want to invite John Strack up with NABHOLZ to say a few words.
Appreciate you, buddy. Well, really, on behalf of NABHOLZ Construction, we'd just like to thank the city officials, the mayors, the police, the fire chief for selecting NABHOLZ to be a part of this amazing project. As a builder, it's awesome to get to build buildings, but it's even better to get to build in your community. Can you hear me? Can't hear me? Is that better? You got to hold it way up. As I was saying, as being a builder, it's amazing to have the chance to build buildings, but it's even better to get to build a building that's going to be used to serve the community in which you live. And we have several people on our team at NABHOLZ to live within the Mount Juliet community, and they're going to be a part of this project, and we're very honored for this chance to build this fire station. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, I think we've reached the picture portion part of the program. So thank you all for being here. If we can get the elected officials and some of our fire administrators up here, and please take photos, tell your friends about the awesome things that the Mount Juliet Fire Department is doing. We also had a live stream, so y'all can share that with your friends and family too. So thank you all for coming, and travel safe.
We got to throw dirt.
Picture portion.
Don't need that.
How do you get it to come up? That'll work.
Hey, Joe, get on one of those right now.
How you do it? Oh, wait, there's one over there.
Grab your shovel. Get you and Jeff and Kenny right now, and then we'll get our fire guys up there next. Kenny, get in first. Kenny, get in there. Kenny, get in there. Right here in the middle.
Ready, Justin?
Give you a countdown?
Yeah, give us a countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Justin,